go ahead and
Sorry.
go. Just get in.
All right.
Just a teeny bit closer. There we go.
All right.
This way. All right, so this is your third time on the Warped Tour.
Yeah.
What is like the craziest thing that's happened to you in all those so far? Those two previous.
I guess on one of them in the middle of the night, it was right when we had switched buses. Like another bus's tire had like flown off or something, and it flew into the engine of our bus. It was something along those lines. So we got woken up in the middle of the night to go back to the bus that we had moved from, which had much smaller bunks. And another and like two other companies had already started to live on that bus. So all of a sudden, like, we had to sleep on the couches and stuff for a night, and then the next day it rained the whole day. So like we had to hang out on buses where we didn't feel like we were like really welcome. So that was probably the most like awkward memorable. So not exactly like a happy memorable.
Not a happy memory. I'm sorry. Well, today's Friday the 13th. So anything kind of weird happening to you today or your band?
No, I mean the first day of Warped Tour is always kind of like a surprise, so I guess the bulk of the things that come your way are weird. Even if you've done it a couple times, I still don't remember it being this hot, but I'm sure it was.
So this is like the hottest day in Houston that you've probably experienced?
I guess,
you come back,
but then again, maybe it's just because I'm getting older and I'm becoming a bigger wuss, I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. That's how I'm feeling. Let's see, so, album coming out?
We put out our new album Rise last year, so then we're still pushing that album, and then we're doing something later this year. We haven't really like announced what we're doing yet, but
Is it a secret?
at the moment,
Exclusive.
So I mean, it's something that'll be happening later this year. So it's another type release.
Okay, awesome. So, I'm sure a lot of your fans, I mean, obviously your fans looking up to you, influenced greatly by you influencing other coming up musicians. Who was influencing you when you were just coming?
I mean, like bands like Thursday and Under Oath, Story of the Year, and The Used were all like the bands like when I was first coming up into music and such. So I mean, like it's cool to also see. I mean bands like Finch, like they're back on Warped Tour, so they were at the very first Warped Tour I ever went to. So that's pretty cool to still see these bands doing it, still getting like the recognition that I see them for.
Did you ever go to Warped Tour like when you were young?
Oh yeah. No. It was like an every summer thing. Like once I was old enough. And in my teens, like that was the thing that I looked forward to every year.
So as an artist, when they were like, "Yep, you're gonna play, you're gonna be on the tour," like how did that feel?
It was definitely surreal. It was like something that I, of course, I mean, at that stage of our band, like we were all like, we hope that we get something like this. But I mean, like, even now, it's just kind of wild to think that I was once like the person trying to hide under anything I could just to be in shade and everything and. Just like roasting outside, like I mean, like I know like what it's like for them standing out there. I mean, bands think that they have it hard, but like we can go back to our buses and like we can come get like better food and everything. But there's the toss-up that we're doing it every single day.
Yep. Every day, different city. Is there a specific city you're really excited to newly visit or go back to, other than like LA? Keep hearing LA. Your hometown, of course.
Well, like technically. Well, I guess technically the tour doesn't go to LA.
That's what I was saying. I can't wait to go to LA.
It goes to Pomona and Ventura,
okay.
So they dance around LA, which is a good thing.
So people are just gonna like. Oh, okay.
Okay. I'm not a fan of LA. I mean, I used to live around there, so I kind of have my fill of it. But like all the Texas shows are always fun. The California shows are fun. The Northeast, I think, is my favorite for show-wise, and I'm sure it won't be the same kind of heat as here. So I'd say the Northeast.
Do you have any techniques for preparing for like the heat or the show, like what's coming up? How do you mentally prepare yourself or the band? Or do you guys just get on there and you're like, whatever?
Drink a whole lot of water. Yeah. Don't like wear yourself out throughout the day. Like for us, like we're playing like dead last today. So like that's one of those things where a lot of people are like, oh, like that's probably cool. It's like, no, that's all your energy is like has been used walking around
and doing interviews.
Yeah, and just like trying to operate throughout a hot day. But like that's how Warped Tour goes. Like one day you play last, next day you play first, next day you play in the middle. You don't know what time you play till you wake up.
Yeah, that's crazy. So, what is like? Do you remember your first performance as like a newbie? And you're just how did that go?
It actually, I mean, like, went pretty well. There was no big mishaps. I mean, like, my first, like, 6 months of the band, I fell on stage more than any other time because I'd go way too hard, and I just, like, I didn't have the same balance I have now, so I just fall all the time. But it didn't happen the first show. But it was once we really started touring, I just started, like, tripping over everything. And I was like, I really hope this doesn't turn into,
Was it just like wires on the stage or just you?
Yeah, I just trip over I mean, anything that was in my way, where now I have a little bit of a better sense of, like, okay, watch out for those things. Where back then I was just like, whatever, you just fall and try to
giving people a show.
You know, like, roll into it and try to play it off, where I'm like, I totally just fell and everybody knows that. There's no way to play it off.
Covering it up like it's fine.
Yeah.
Where can we get your music? I mean, for people that are just listening in online and other than iTunes, I would say, correct?
Yeah, iTunes the best because I mean, like, they've got literally everything. I mean, our entire catalog. I mean, like, most stores you can find them, and unless they don't have it, but I mean, I'd imagine our albums are carried in most stores.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.